What do you think Jesus was thinking? Turn the other cheek, love one another, Jesus. When he said, I didn't come to bring peace to earth, I came to bring a sword. Because I'm going to set a father against a son, I'm going to set a mother against a daughter, and your enemies, they're going to be the ones closest to you. Or did he do this just to justify these people in their actions? Or maybe we have a whole different, wrong view of Jesus. Maybe this is what he's really like. Well, let's think about that. But first, we have to define what religion really is. And you'll understand why by the end of the video. It doesn't really matter which religion we're talking about, whether it's Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, any of the Protestant religions, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness. They have different rituals and things, but they all operate exactly the same way. And I'm not saying that's bad, because I believe you can find God in any religion, any one of the world's religions, or you can find God totally outside of religion, which is more the path I'm on after half a century in evangelical Christianity. What I mean by saying that they all have the same operation is that they all believe we have the true faith. They all have a holy book, usually the Bible. They all have doctrines, and from the doctrines are formulated the rituals and sacraments and creeds and all of the things that all of the believers do together, and it unifies the believer's mind into one cohesive, kind of like a hive mind. And when we belong to a religion, we have given our life to believing the doctrines, the creeds, the doctrinal statement of faith, and to participating in all the rituals, the ceremonies, the holy days with the rest of the believers. And once we're in, we belong to the religion, it can be difficult to get out, because if we do leave, well, now we're pretty much shunned, and there's division, and you're not one of us anymore, so we don't want anything to do with you. So this brings me to why Jesus said he came to bring division. Now, I don't know for sure, but the culture that Jesus was born into and had to deal with probably was certainly one of the most deeply religiously indoctrinated cultures in the history of the world. Every child was indoctrinated. They took doctrines, which are just beliefs, and they would plant them into every child's minds. And the doctrines told a story, and this is before children really are even capable of, reasoning. And the story became the truth to the child, and they grew up, and it was loving parents that gave them the story, and they had gotten the story from their loving parents, so it's passed down. And every child, a male at 8 days old, you're circumcised. So you're in the covenant, you're in the club, and you don't get out, because parents and rabbis and priests and the culture in general, it's all going to make sure that you grow up to believe the doctrines, because this wasn't just a religious indoctrination, but it was like cultural and national identity too. So these were deeply, deeply, deeply embedded into the whole psyche, the collective consciousness or shared reality of the nation. And to dare to question a priest or disobey a priest or to blaspheme, you could be stoned to death. And Moses said, you are to kill your son, your daughter, your wife, your brother, your best friend, if they try to talk you into leaving the religion or thinking about it. Now that's some intense, heavy-duty indoctrination right there, I'll tell you. Now I believe Jesus came to set the people free from this indoctrination of the priesthood that made them wealthy and powerful. He told the people to beware of the teachings, the leaven of the teachers, the Pharisees. And he said, they're blind guides, they're a den of thieves stealing from you, they're hypocrites. He told the people, hey, God is not an angry, jealous old man on a throne. He's a loving Father, and if you've seen me, you know exactly what God is like. Now, the priesthood, an angry God in the people's mind, that's good for business, but Jesus was tearing that down. The woman at the well in Samaria asked him, said, "You Jews say the only place we can sacrifice and worship is in Jerusalem, but we do it here on this mountain." And Jesus said, "Hey, God is spirit. You don't need a physical location. You don't need a temple to worship God." Now that temple, that was the money-making machine for the priests. And Jesus rebuked the priests. He said, "Go learn what this means. God desires mercy and not sacrifice." The sacrifices, that was the big money maker for the priesthood, this slaughterhouse. And he even said that, hey, if we just love one another, that fulfills all the law and the prophets. We treat others as we want to be treated. That fulfills all the law and the prophets. So it sounds to me like Jesus was saying, hey, if you just love, you don't even need holy books. And Jesus was setting a lot of people free from the priesthood's indoctrination, and they didn't like it. And a lot of the people were leaving and following Jesus. But a lot of the people who, they held on to the certainty and the Pharisees, and they didn't like it. So there was a huge division. And yeah, Jesus came to start division because he knew some people weren't going to leave. And all of those things that I mentioned, he was tearing down the priesthood. He was dismantling the system. And they didn't like it. They called for special emergency councils of the Sanhedrin and said, what are we going to do? Everybody's going to follow him, and we're going to lose the good thing we got going for us. So they had to crucify him. But I believe he actually came more to set us free from religious indoctrination than to start another religion. So let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this, subscribe, share it with somebody, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video.